For 2 weeks now, the whole world has been gripped by the resurgence of sporadic attacks on legal immigrants, particularly of black origin in some suburbs of South Africa, with Durban, the country's third biggest city, as the most prominent. Better known as xenophobic violence, the trend dates back to the early days of democratization in South Africa, as reports have it that between year 2000 and March 2008, almost 67 people were lost to xenophobic attacks, and in the month of May 2008 alone, 62 others lost their lives in similar circumstances. The latest attacks, which spread like wildfire, is of great concern to the international community and the African continent in particular, as most of those being attacked, robbed, and even killed are Africans. This development, Nigerian nationals in the United States say is totally condemnable.
I am very, very disappointed in what is happening in South Africa, because we are all Africans and there's no reason for us to be killing each other because of economy.
I think that what's happening in South Africa is very unfortunate. While I sympathize with the frustrations, that led within, which I believe was high unemployment, feeling disenfranchised, I think targeting foreigners is very misguided.
What is happening in South Africa is not something one should be proud of. It's not expected of an African nation to segregate against fellow Africans.
The respondents are quick to remind the South African people of how much sacrifice was made by the black world for their liberation from the shackles of apartheid, saying the unfounded xenophobic attack would certainly have a backlash effect on the South African economy and the country's relations within the African continent.
South Africa should remember that when things are rough, all these other nations, all these other African nations rally around to support them. They should be aware of that. So for now, for them to now be attacking other fellow blacks in their country, I think is something that is highly deplorable. It should be condemned by by all the other African nations.
Well, I think that those who are perpetrating this evil, they have a very, very poor sense of history. Nigerians as well as other Africans, they did a lot in the emancipation of black people in South Africa.
The South Africans are many in Nigeria, and we did not kill them for taking up our job, but instead of that we embrace them. We have Ghanaians, we have Liberia, we have so many countries we exchange.
To the international community, the African Union and the Nigerian government, the respondents advised thus.
So African Union has to do a more job in consolidating its authority on the continent of Africa and make sure that that something like that can be happening when we have a continent that's moving progressively towards democracy and progressively to a better economy. I would urge African governments to step in. I would urge Nigerian leaders to actually step in and try to do something about this madness that is going on there.
According to the Nigerian Union in South Africa, no fewer than 50 Nigerian immigrants were directly affected in the latest onslaught, with 300 others reportedly fleeing for their safety. Immigrants in South Africa are estimated to be between 2 and 5 million out of the country's total population of 54 million people. From New York City, Adeshino Anedugbe, Ogtv News.